Welcome back again. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground, from raw usage events to billable metrics to products to rate cards, and today we're at the final step, contracts and invoices. Contracts encode the commercial agreement between you and your customers, and invoices represent the final bill they actually see. This is where all the pieces come together to turn usage into revenue. So far, we've seen that events flow through metrics to measure usage, products define what we sell, and rate cards set the prices. We'll now see how contracts connect customers to rate cards, and invoices put all of this together to generate a final bill. So what are contracts? They answer three essential questions. What products can a customer use? How do they pay? And where they get charged. So that could be payment systems like Stripe or marketplaces like AWS. They connect customers to rate cards while defining their specific agreement, whether that's base pricing, discounts, or overrides. Without a contract, usage events don't generate charges. They encode your commercial model. So that could be pay-as-you-go, prepaid credits, enterprise commits, and more. And at their core, they require three things: a customer, a rate card, and a start date. Let's look at invoices now. Invoices are the actual bills sent to your customers showing their usage and associated charges. Invoices are derived automatically from the contract settings you've configured. And they come in two types: usage invoices, which capture consumption, and scheduled invoices for fixed or recurring charges. Invoices move through a lifecycle: draft, then grace period, then finalized, at which point they can be voided if they were created in error. While in draft, invoices update in real time as new usage flows in. Once the billing period ends, Metronome applies a default 24-hour grace period, allowing late events to be included before the invoice is finalized. Now let's switch to VS Code and get to building. Alright, so we're back in VS Code again. Our repo is still the same, we haven't added any new files. Let's start with our M file. We're starting fresh with a new ingest alias, so only this episode's usage is priced. Remember in episode 3 we had created a Jane Doe customer with a jane@nova.com alias. So we're doing the same now with John Doe and changing the ingest alias to john@nova.com. And again, we're doing this to get a clean slate, so only John's usage will get priced in this episode. Okay, let's check out the config file next. The only change we're making here is adding a start date for our contract. Let's check out the Metronome client now. We've added a couple of new methods here. The first one is this one, getCustomerByIngestAlias. All we're doing here is using the ingest alias from our environment to do a lookup with the customer's list endpoint, and this will return a customer object which we'll need for our contract. Okay, the second method we've added is a createContract method. So we're going to keep this one simple for our demo. As we saw earlier, the three key fields needed to create a contract in Metronome are the customer ID, the rate card ID, and the start date. So we'll just construct our payload with those three fields and pass that payload to the contract's create endpoint in the SDK. So at the end of this, our contract will be created. And as usual, we'll now switch to the Flask server to implement the HTTP route that calls these methods. So let's see the new route that we added to our Flask server here. And as you can probably guess, it's going to be a setup contract. So the first thing we do here is load the state so we can reuse some of our resources from before, like the billable metric. And then we call the getCustomerByIngestAlias method, which we just added to the client. We pass in the ingest alias, which we added to our environment earlier. And for me, that's john@nova.com. And again, you need to make sure to create a customer in the Metronome app with this ingest alias. So we get a customer object from this method, from which we can then retrieve the customer ID. And this is the customer ID we need for our contract creation here in a bit. Okay, so the next step after that is getting a rate card ID. And we should already have one from episode 5. And if for whatever reason you don't have a rate card ID, you can run this API pricing route to create one. And then finally, we can create our contract. And again, we're keeping it fairly simple for this demo. This is the create contract method we just added to the client, and we're passing in the customer ID, which we just retrieved, the rate card ID, which we also just retrieved, and the contract start date from our config file. And if our run is successful, we'll get a contract ID back from our Metronome client. We then persist the state here, which is just saving our new IDs. And as always, return this JSON object with our key fields. And that's it. We now have the main ingredients in place now to create our contract. Let's try it out. So let's launch our terminal, start our server here, and then we'll just copy the curl command here in the comments of our route. I'm going to paste that here. All right, so what's going to happen here? When I hit this route, we're going to get my ingest alias from the config file, find the corresponding customer ID for that ingest alias, retrieve my existing rate card ID from our local state, also retrieve the start date from our config file, and then call our create contract client method with that customer ID, the rate card ID, and the date. All right, so let's give it a try. It looks like it worked. I got a customer ID back, a contract ID, my rate card ID, and the start date for our contract. The next thing we'll do here is send some events. So what I'm going to do is send an event for each image type. So let's start with standard, and that's its transaction ID. It looks like that worked. And then I'll ingest an event for high res with a different transaction ID, of course. Looks like that also worked. And then finally, an event for our ultra image type, again with its own transaction ID so we don't get duplicate events. Cool, that worked as well. Okay, so now we've created a contract for our user and we've ingested some event. So let's see how that all looks in the Metronome app. All right, so let's find our customer, and here they are. Let's just confirm that John has that John@Nova ingest alias, which he does. And we have a full picture here now. We can check out the contract, which started on September 1st, just like we defined. And here are the rates applicable to this contract, which we defined in the last episode. And we haven't added any overrides, so no changes there. Okay, so that's our contract. So let's go back to John's customer page and check out the invoice here. So first off, our billing period starts on September 1st, as we would expect. And we left it at its default, which is monthly. So it'll end on October 1st. And if you recall, Metronome allows a default 24-hour grace period before finalizing a draft invoice. So John's invoice wouldn't actually be issued until October 2nd. Okay, let's talk about the actual invoice breakdown now. Remember how we set the presentation group key to be image type? Well, that's what's now dictating the line items here. And we sent one event for each of our image types. So the quantity for each of them is 1. And we have the corresponding amount. So 5 cents for high res, 2 cents for standard, and 10 cents for ultra. And of course, our running total is 17 cents. I mentioned that these invoices update in real time. So why don't we try sending another event now? So let's go back to VS Code. And I'll just tweak the transaction ID on this last event that we sent. I'll call it demo4. So that's our new transaction ID. And we're sending it for our ultra image type. So let's run that. It worked. And now let's go back and check out our invoice. And there it is. Our second event for the ultra image type has indeed been added to our invoice. And the running total has been updated. So we have effectively just gone from events to invoices. Let's recap what we've built. Episode 1 was the introduction, where we covered Metronome and described Nova, our fictional image generation company. In episode 2, we set up our developer environment and confirmed that our Metronome authentication was working properly. Episode 3 is where the real integration began. We introduced a Flask server and a wrapper for the Metronome SDK. We tracked usage events by sending curl requests to the API generated endpoint in our Flask server, which in turn forwarded those events to the V1 ingest endpoint in the Metronome client. In episode 4, we added an API metrics endpoint to our Flask API, and we used it to create a billable metric that aggregates our image generation events by image type. In episode 5, we attached prices to those metrics. One call to our pricing endpoint set up our entire pricing structure in Metronome. So it created a product and a rate card with our pricing. And we just introduced contracts, which enabled automatic invoicing for our customer and connects everything together. So the billing pipeline is now complete and operational. And that's it. We've built a full billing pipeline from events all the way through to invoices. At this point, you can start using the code yourself to experiment with your own events, tweak the billable metrics, or adjust pricing models to fit your own needs. In the next episode, we'll complete the series by adding a simple UI on top. As always, the code is in the description. See you next time.